two are good. I mean, you answered a lot of the questions that I have on here. No.
I'm sure these people can make up new ones.
Well, I'm going to open it up. I'd like questions from the floor, please. If you have any questions for these nice ladies, go just start up here.
Patty, you did not address the smoking issue.
No, and the convention center is completely non-smoking. There's smoking on the casino floors in both the Peppermill and the Atlantis. And the thing I really didn't mention, there's always these things that I forget, is that we're working with Courtyard and a couple of other hotels that are totally non-smoking.
Do you have to go through the casino to get to the convention center?
No.
Well,
Okay.
you have to walk around the edges of the gaming area to get from the lobby to the elevator.
I'm not quite sure how that's going to play out when they finish the remodel, but they said that's
okay, I
going
forgot
to
about the
be.
remodel.
There's also
Yeah,
a pathway upstairs
Yeah.
if you stay on the second floor,
Yes.
They are
including the
moving.
skyway to the new conventions, the new skyway to the convention center. You don't go onto the casino floor at all.
The real message with this is what they're remodeling to do is to make the smoking only on the casino floors and a few random floors in the hotel.
But when you were showing us the layout of the Atlantis different convention, it appeared to me that the restaurants are on the casino floor.
No.
Other than that,
No.
There's 2 restaurants on the casino floor. There are 7 restaurants on the second floor.
Isn't it nice to have them as a backup?
Oh, it is.
How many cities can you fly to nonstop from your principal airport in both cases?
Oh, Lordy, I knew that answer from Tana. It's lots of them.
About 2 dozen.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try and keep, unless they're specific. Seattle, where can you fly direct into? Where's your airport?
Just about anywhere in the world.
Okay.
CTAC, yeah.
CTAC,
We
right?
have
Major
27,
hub.
yeah, we have 27 airlines that fly in that have direct flights in and out internationally and
For both committees. For people who are less able, what is transportation like between your hotels and the convention center?
Transport, what do you mean exactly?
Any transportation, people who can't walk several
Well, no,
blocks.
I
Is there
understand.
transportation between the hotels and the convention center, or the hotel to another hotel where there might be a party, that sort of thing?
For me, please, Ellen.
The downtown Seattle is all free on the Metro bus system. All the Metro buses are handicap accessible.
They have the till.
They have the list,
Are they
or they
24
have
What
the
hours
low
do they
riders
have?
that just.
They're 24 hours?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
We also have the vans and things that are available that you can call Metro and they'll send a van and go wherever. I don't know exactly how that works.
And there's a whole fleet of handicap accessible.
Transport
What about
like
that?
between the Peppermill and the...
There will be transportation from the Peppermill for anyone with HA issues. The stuff from I never can call it a skywalk, I call it a human habitrail, is handicapped accessible.
What about for fat people that don't want to walk 7 blocks for Peppermill?
We will have transportation for them too, because when you provide enough for HA, the city is really interested in making sure it's comfortable for all of their guests.
Because you said 6 long blocks, I'm assuming you're talking Vegas blocks, or they're like a mile each.
No.
It's
About a third of a mile.
It's about a 12-minute walk.
Kim, you have to understand that in Portland, we have the world's shortest blocks, so everything looks a little long.
Okay, I was just curious because I'm not going to make that walk.
It's
You won't have to.
a 12-minute walk door to door.
Folks, let's keep this. Please raise your hand.
No, for me, I walked it in 9.
All right.
Next.
I forgot to ask this question of the previous one, so I may be interested in that answer from that committee as well, but this is for both committees. There was a friend of mine who had expressed a desire not to go to a particular convention, which they otherwise might have, because they had kids and they felt that that particular region didn't seem to be geared toward handling kids well. I've only heard the general case of the things that you're hoping to provide the fandom in general, so I was wondering what sort of elements you have that are aimed towards either fairly young or fairly old fans.
Okay, this is one I want to take first because I've raised 3 children in fandom. And children's programming is one of my personal jump up and down and make sure it happens. Interestingly enough, the casinos are provided with children's playrooms where they do not teach them to play blackjack.
I taught my kids how to play blackjack.
They are set aside nicely because that is one of the things they've been looking at. And we will have the full amount of having childcare and children's programming.
I like that question too, because I'm not just raising kids in fandom, but I'm raising grandkids in fandom. Sorry. But I believe that one of the issues that some of the other Worldcons have had trouble handling has been like childcare, child programming, etc. So one of the things that I did is for Cascadia Con, we got, I have some family that are teachers, professional teachers, and they have friends that are professional teachers, and some of them run daycare. So we talked to them, and Oricon did this great thing where they hired nannies. So I talked to them and I asked, well, you know, couldn't you be my nannies? And we worked that out. So what they're doing, if we win, is they will be providing the insurance, the child care, and everything else for our convention. In addition to that, they will be doing children's programming. They're all teachers, they're all certified. I'm really excited about it, actually.
I think the question was more outside the convention. What is there to do with kids?
Oh,
Actually, I didn't specify that, but I did also specify older fandom.
Older children? Okay.
No,
Older
so very young
fandom.
fandom.
Both you know people like us.
Oh, honey, you're not that much older than I am. I just keep my charming
I had to
name.
make geezer ribbon, but.
A couple of quick answers on that. In terms of the children around the city, Reno has this lovely western downtown, but it also has a really cool water park. And I was told in Los Angeles last weekend that if I did not mention the kayaking in the water park and all of the activities there, that I was missing some of the fun stuff.
Actually, no. She's meaning more for our older crowd of adults.
The grading of fandom includes
Yes.
people who are sufficiently elderly that they do not consider themselves disabled. They have been enjoying their third leg of a cane for quite some time.
I'm sorry. The thing that I think will happen is very much what happened in Denver, where we took a look around and there was a much higher altitude. And we looked individually on what are the things that need to be offered to help with the physical comfort of people. We did a pretty good job, I think, in Denver of making sure that we got the right handicapped accessible rooms. And we can make sure that that happens there. As for activities for older fans, you know, the God's honest truth is that as near as I can tell, they're doing the same activities I'm doing, just maybe about 10% slower.
And I guess my answer is, what do you want to do if you're older and you don't, I kind of thought you were doing the same thing as I was, but maybe not, and I'm certainly willing to look at that. I wouldn't want to leave any segment of fandom out that it just seems to me that that's what we're all about. All of us get old. I'm not exactly young.
Okay, hold on. Warren, do you want to step up with an ask that question real quick?
Since you went ahead and name checked me, I believe that for the younger fans, we're likely to have a fairly decent amount of younger fan and children's programming, though North Carolina, typically the conventions there have been drop in, not drop off. We don't provide child care, but we do provide children's programming. As for programming for older fans, again, I think that most of the programming should hopefully appeal across the generations, though we do intend to have a good amount of traditional Fannish programming, fanzines and the like. Several of us on the committee are fanzine guys, myself included. I am the youngest member of the Southern Fandom Press Alliance, so I know what an abbot is.
Next.
I think
Yes.
Okay, I think what she may be referring to is a lot of conventions in the past, and they haven't done it in the last couple of years, is they've had an area for first fandom to sit like in the main program items, like Hugo ceremonies, masquerade. Yes, they have had. And there are also, some conventions have actually had signing for people who...
And anything of that nature that's HA or making things more comfortable, we will do. That was a part of my career for a while.
Yeah, me too. It's something that just, in my opinion, you guys deserve the respect for getting us to where we are.
Well, I'm not first fandom, but
I mean,
Steve is.
I think that's
I have to make that statement. I'm not first fandom.
That's a collective, you guys.
I know. That's okay. I sit with mid first fandom seat. That's all right.
I'm not first fandom, I'm married to first fandom.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Okay, for both committees, can you confirm you're participating in pass-along funds?
You go first on this one.
Absolutely.
We have not made a final vote on it, but so far most of the people are in favor of it.
Any more? Over here and then back in the back. And then 3. Go ahead.
Reno, we have a list of your committee. Seattle, do we have a list of your committee somewhere?
I have a committee list on the website, and it's quite lengthy. It's the bid committee, however. I am not at liberty or ready to list my committee if we should win. I can say to you that all of my division head positions will be held by people with division head experience, with the exception of one who will be mentored by people who are division heads. I have ex-Worldcon chairs on my committee that will be working with me. I have not really heard anything terribly negative when I've asked people, would you be willing to work with us if we win? Most people are pretty willing to come to Seattle and work with us.
At this point, I want to put in that I was asked at WesternCon whether my bid committee would fill most of the hard committee positions, and I looked up and said, if those people do not know I plan to work them to death in those harder positions, they have not fled screaming quickly enough. So my bid committee will primarily turn into the working committee.
Well, my bid committee will be working for the convention. There are just division level people who are not listed.
Back in the back.
Bobbie, you mentioned that Seattle is on Labor Day weekend but not using Labor Day.
Yes.
How does, can you explain why and how does that affect your move-out plans?
We will have the time to move out. We will have the convention center, the ability to move out on Labor Day at the convention center. But they do have somebody backing right into it. We will have, I believe, one of our rooms that we're vacating early. The night before, like midnight. But it really is not going to be a burden, I don't believe, or a hardship. The reasoning is just that Seattle is a very popular destination point. There just isn't, and they're adding another new segment to our convention center, and they keep booking it as fast as they build it.
Let me ask a clarifying question here. You said move out on Labor Day, so move out on Monday? Move out on Sunday?
I'm moving out part of it on Sunday
at
like midnight. And some of it we still can move out on Monday.
Okay.
But you can't really have a convention and
You
move
can't
out
do
at the same
functions,
time.
but you can at least allow people to move out and relax the night before. Okay. Elspeth, you were next.
Okay, I actually wound up with 2 for Bobbie. Thank you, Bobbie. One is it a labor union?
It is, but they're a loose union, if that makes sense. In other words, we will be able to, our dealers will be able to move their own stuff, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, the dealer, on that one, for example, the dealers have to...
They do not have to hire the...
Okay, so they can... I've forgotten who's directly in front of me with the white hair and blue shirt.
Dan.
Dan, wake up.
You're
Behind you. Bobbie.
Here. There we go.
Okay, now, as a dealer, it's that and arranging the move out and all of that.
That was one of my first questions.
And loading docks and
The loading docks will be available. I believe they said that we ended up paying somebody to stand there is what, in essence, you're doing. They don't have to move your stuff, they don't care.
Okay, then Patty, I'm not the same question for you. Bobbie, this is where I'm being stupid. You said you have an arts festival. Is that in the same location?
It is at the Seattle Center, which is accessible via the monorail or local bus.
Okay, so it's not like...
It's down the street.
So it's not going to cause traffic
It will
problems? Or?
cause no traffic problems because the traffic for it is down, it's further north from the convention center. And it will cause no burden on the hotels because most of the people that go to this, even though there are so many people, most of them live locally. They encourage people to park elsewhere, like over in our outlying areas, and they bring in buses and just bus them back and forth.
Okay, you mentioned international and all of this.
It is international. They bring in international entertainment.
But it's not,
But
we're
it's
not
not-
in that transportation issue.
Right.
Patty, load in, load out.
It's all non-union.
Okay.
They say they may go union as soon as 2015, something like that, but they know that that's not even going to be starting to be discussed until after a convention.
Okay, so we'll have no problems with...
We will, like I said, when they say build your own computer network, I was just back to that whole fan heaven thing.
Okay, over against the wall there, who is now sitting down.
Oh, no, my question's been answered.
Okay, up here.
Bobbie, you said that the Sheraton is 450 feet from the convention center entrance.
450.
Yeah, sounds like this convention center is very large. How far is it from the entrance to your part of the convention center?
430 feet. We're on that side.
Bobbie, she's from the convention center front door to the closest function space, I think is what she's asking.
Okay, so give me a minute.
No. So that entrance you're talking about that's near the main hotel, that's the part of the convention center you're using.
Let me let them answer the question.
The convention center, the main halls are on the 4th floor, so they're only, like, to get there is maybe 100 feet because it's all escalators. And so you're not walking very far at all. You're riding quite a bit. But
Are
you're
there
really not walking.
elevators
Probably
right there
30 or
too
40
with the
feet
escalators?
There's elevators right, the escalators go up the middle, the elevators are over on the side.
Probably
they're
about
very
30 or
close.
40 feet to the elevators.
Yeah. So it's,
Okay.
it's really close. It's
So we're not walking
It's not
an
like
additional-
Denver where you walk half a mile.
We're all in the same place.
There is also the Hyatt, which is actually attached to the convention center.
Okay. Over here in the...
You had mentioned the fact that your move out will go fairly smoothly. I've been involved in several conventions where move in was really bad because of the previous groups not getting out on schedule. Do you predict or foresee any problems like that?
I do not at this time, based on my last conversation with them and who they say they have coming in and going out and what the schedule all is.
Same question to you. Actually, same question to you then.
Actually, Ben, remind me of the setup dates for the
We
convention
have-
center.
The convention is a Wednesday through Sunday. We have the space on Monday and Tuesday for move-in. We have the space for Monday for move-out. As of right now, there is nobody booked the weekend before or the Tuesday or Wednesday after us in the convention center.
Thank you, that was
Actually, back behind you. Thank you.
I understand Reno, especially the terminal, is very much mafia town. It's very mafia run. Is that because we have special challenges or special enjoyments?
You know, I gotta tell you, I lived in Arizona for a couple of years where people blew up newspaper reporters and such, and I found that the local government actually ran a little better down there than it did in Oregon, which is kind of scary. But no, we actually have found the pepper mill very pleasant to deal with, and they've done an excellent remodel.
Bobbie, you implied that you had division heads and some other people potentially on your staff who already worked out. So have you worked out your whole division structure more or less already?
I have a real good idea. I'm not totally in granite, and I would like to sit down and work more on it. But yeah, I have a real good idea of what.
Okay, 2 more questions and then we're going to wrap it up, unless people really feel strongly. Naomi, next.
Is there much overlap from the Seattle Mastic as far as your division heads and appointments with me?
No. I mean, there's some, not division head level. Am I? Well, no.
You haven't told me who all you have, Bobbie, so I can't
No.
answer that. I don't believe so.
I love it when couples don't talk.
And then the blue shirt there.
Just one question. Patty, you already said that it's about 6 long blocks between Peppermill and Atlantic. I presume you've got other hotels for Sheraton for Seattle. How far are they from the convention centre?
430 feet from the front door to front door.
For the one. For the one, but no.
Other hotels, the 430 is about a Seattle block. And
I have, within one block, there's 4 hotels. One is attached, the Sheraton's 430 feet. Then there's 2 more within one block. There are 2 additional, or within 2 blocks, there's 1 additional. Within 3 blocks, there's 3 more. Within 4 blocks, there's another 3. And within 5 blocks, there's another 2. We're not going to need all those ones that are.
And we are
Put them on.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to get to the best price and the best deal. But
Okay, so basically you have letters of agreement and all of that.
we're working on the letters of agreement on the hotels.
So you don't have prices or anything?
Sorry.
I do not. I did. I have twice now. And I will have them again because the economy has changed again. And that's why we don't have letters of agreement final. But I will have all my paperwork filed on time.
Yes, like my chair, I will remind both of you that you have 63 days, and I would encourage you not to wait till the last moment.
We will work very hard at that because, as you all know, I have Ben to go poke me if I don't get it done.
Thanks a lot for 2011.